Welcome to the Dragon's Tome, episode 41, issue 41 of Dragon Magazine. We go through every Dragon magazine chronologically from A to B, A to Z. I don't know. Anyways, my name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
No, I'm Chopper. We're never going to get this right.
I don't, you guys have no plan about when you talk, so.
That's all right. It's part of the charm.
Yeah, this is fast and loose. We're not going to worry about the details.
Deadles. This is September 1980. Where were you on September 1980? I was going to school. I'd have been grade 1, maybe.
1980. I would have been 4th grade. So I would have been learning my arithmetics.
I would have been learning not to pee my pants in school.
I would have been getting beaten across the head with, you better learn this metric system or you're going to fall behind in the whole world.
Sure.
And it happened.
Your whole society fell behind.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is cover is called First Day of School by James Holloway. And it looks like a wizard bringing his little dragonkin to school for the first day.
And I see a lot of bullying getting ready to happen.
I don't know. Would you bully a dragon?
Well, if you look real close, there's a guy on the very far left who looks like he shouldn't even be at the school. This guy looks like he should be at his job.
Oh, I was thinking you were saying the other way.
Yeah, me too. I thought my haircut and your attitude were gonna meet somewhere in the middle.
Jack, do you have a fly in your head? He did.
Do I?
It's gone now. I looked up and there was something black on his head. I was like, Jack, did you just get a melanoma instantly?
I did.
Anyways, yes, the old guy. Maybe that's a teacher.
Well, he's very loosely dressed to be a teacher. Look at that, jeans and flannel.
He's the cool teacher.
He's the pedophile teacher.
Hey, probably. Anyways, yeah, it's a picture. It's kind of wacky. I find they do a lot of wacky ones now. It's not even a Phil Folio one either. It's this James Holloway. But, yeah. Anything else to say about the cover?
Do you think this was in lieu of all the schools having D&D clubs and then being ostracized for having them?
Maybe. Maybe it's a subtle message. This is how they feel when they go to school.
I mean, that's kind of the way I got to look at it, where everyone's just staring and, what the hell? You're so weird look on their face.
What are you guys doing? That's crazy.
That's so stupid.
It's actually only 4 people. The rest of them are ignoring them. Maybe they just haven't seen them yet.
That's true, though.
Yeah. So that's the cover. I do like the. I think we talked about last time the masthead with the new bullet points of what's actually in the magazine. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, unobtrusive. There's not a ton of it, but there's just a couple of the highlights and sometimes when the cover matches like the tone or the articles that are in the magazine, that's nice too. But you want to know kind of what's going on in there.
Yeah, sure.
For $3, you want to know what you're.
Even People magazine does it.
There you go. Maybe they stole from People. We'll go right to the Dragon Rumbles. Obviously, no more Tim Kask. It's Jaquette now.
JJ.
He goes on about how role-playing is not about the need to be a hero. It's about telling stories. And I think that's true for some people, but not everybody. I agree, but some people need that power fantasy. And he says retelling games is like retelling a good book. Like when it's a good story, you tell it like you just read a good book or watched a good movie. And he says it's active, not passive like TV or books, which is all true. But it's just, there you go.
These are no longer as fun.
No.
That's a problem. That's why I hit them quick. I don't know. We'll keep doing them as long as they have something.
Of course. Jake needs a little more edge to him.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Tim Kask edge. Anyways, who wants to go first? Raise your hands. Neither of you? So I'm going to choose Jack.
No. Oh, okay. I'm going to stay close to the Dragon Rumbles, and we're going to go to the PDF page 6.
6.
We're doing
Yes.
Out on a Limb, and we are talking dwarf beards yet again.
Oh, this is one of mine.
This is mine too, obviously.
Obviously, because Gary Gygax weighs in, and he gets salty.
He does.
Well, I don't think he gets salty. He just is salty.
Because, anyways, it starts out with, once again, women with dwarf beards, and then it says, hey, there's two letters here that have cite the same source material, yet they both come to exact opposite conclusions. And then
I did see that.
And then the first letter is like, hey, Tolkien said dwarves call their women fair. Well, you'd never call anyone with a beard fair.
I know, that was I was like, really? That's like the weirdest take on... You don't know what dwarves think are fair?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then it comes right back down to all these dwarf rebuttals ever since this started. It goes Gygax D&D version and Tolkien's version.
Yeah, they're not the same.
It's always just those two. It's never any other third-party viewer.
Well, you are skipping ahead to my second article a little bit, because we do get a there's a fly in here. We do get a from the man himself, a definitive final, should put a nail in the coffin of this discussion. But then the second letter here says, oh, well, facial hair for dwarves, they're supposed to be beautiful, and what if you can't tell them apart? So I don't know. Where do you guys stand? What's before we hear from Mr. Gygax himself? What's your opinion?
Well, the second one, it says even Tolkien said in the that they can't tell them apart. So that's why he says that Tolkien defends it both ways. Or well, I think Tolkien thought dwarves have beards. That's all it is. But and so does Gygax, even though he says that he doesn't believe it's Tolkienism, but it still is.
I think there's some German folklore out there that say that the dwarf women don't have beards, but they have facial hair, so it's not like thick. Maybe
I can't remember what it was.
There's things I've seen.
One of these articles somewhere says that somebody makes a good point. It's like, well, it's just like humans. Some people have facial hair and some don't, like men. And same with dwarves. Some females have facial hair and some don't. That's all it is. But whatever. It's a stupid argument. Anyways, who cares?
It's kind of a stupid argument. But I just, I've read enough different folklore and dwarven books, especially in the German folklore. They don't necessarily say they have beards, but they have facial hair.
Yeah. Jack, what do you think? Do they have facial hair? Or are you on my bandwidth that it doesn't matter? Unless you start making out the dwarf and you have to describe all of a sudden her beard scratches your face. It's like, oh shit.
I don't think they do. And that is coming from someone who is many years removed from this argument now. But Gary Gygax says, oh, I invented this, but really you lifted pretty heavily from other sources that other people have lifted from. So you didn't invent it. And now all of the art, all of everything that's been said and done for the last, 40 years since this was a thing has depicted them without. So I think the populace has spoken. People without an agenda, without the ego, have all come together and went, no, they don't. So
I like the another one. I don't remember what it was. I think it was another letter somewhere that said that the dwarves don't even have females. They're all just male and they clone. I was like, oh, that's a good one.
That's in a couple episodes, yeah.
Anyways, enough of this dwarf beard people.
Okay. That's my article.
Well, there you go. Patrick, what's your first article?
Well, since we talked on one of my articles, we'll go the only one I got left.
Oh,
page 33.
Probably my only other one. I got two other ones. Yep, this is one of mine too.
Yep, A View from Avalon Hill, which I thought was a pretty nice little read.
Yeah, obviously,
basically
the TSR guys had nothing to do with this because it's pretty even-handed.
Yeah, I don't know who this John Prados is, and they were very even keel with this. Basically, it was just a history of Avalon Hill and where it is and where it's going. So I wonder if this John Prados works for Avalon Hill and just wrote this for them.
I think he works for TSR actually, but he interviewed the Tom Shaw at some games company. That's why it's just pretty much what this Tom Shaw said. He's the vice president of Avalon Hill.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is interesting.
The thing that got me about this article is that I didn't realize that Avalon Hill's been around since 1958.
Yeah.
That's a long time. And the funniest part of the story, this whole story, I thought was that they thought they were a family game company until they realized that it was only boys and teenagers playing their games.
Yeah. And they also, I like how they said at the time, like they said, sports games are the new thing. It's going to be all sports games. It's like, real. That kind of went the way of Westerns. Like, we don't...
Well, but in the early 70s or late 70s and early days, was a lot of sports games.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, they bet a lot of money on it, so hopefully... I don't... Is Avalon still around? I don't think they are.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think they still do a little bit of stuff. But in this article, he says sports games is where it's at, but they could see that fantasy genre is starting to take over, and so that's why they started into getting some fantasy lines. Like, so Visitor's Quest, which I just picked up in a Facebook Market to replace the one I had from many, many moons ago. And I can't remember the other two ones. Wizard's Quest is the other one I remember.
Magic Realm.
Magic Realm and...
Dune.
Yeah, Dune. That's right. They were the ones put out the first edition of Dune.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same relation of it is now, which Gale Force 9 has.
Yeah. They also say they're going to do a fantasy RPG. I wonder if that ever happened. I don't think it did, but who knows? If it did, it wasn't successful. But they also say that their games range from $15 to $20, which is quite a bit, but they say it's a lot of replay, so it's worth it. But we see the prices of most games, like even the TSR stuff's like $10. So that's quite a bit more expensive. So they're more boutique games, it seems. I also like how they said they put some of their lower selling games in classrooms to promote the company for the kids, so that they know the name Avalon Hill. That's pretty smart.
Well, Avalon Hill's been around, still around, so
I don't know. Is it still around? I don't think it is. We have to look this up. Somebody look it up. I'll look it up.
I'll look it up. Because you're next.
Okay. I might. That was one of mine, and Jack took my other one, so I think I only have one other? This is going to be a quick episode if we all had the same articles.
Avalon Hill is still around. They still have a website.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
And a Twitter feed.
Ooh, Twitter.
And they're going to Gen Con.
There you go.
Oh. You guys can talk to them. Hey, Avalon Hill, we thought you were dead.
Oh, that's because Hasbro bought Avalon Hill.
Hasbro bought them?
Avalon is part of...
Hasbro owns everything.
Hasbro. Avalon Hill's still around, and it's a part of a Hasbro company now.
I'm not surprised. They bought, like, Milton Bradley. They bought a lot of those. My first article is on page 23. It's called Elves, Dwarves, Halflings for Appearance's Sake. This is a quick hit because I don't have much to say about this, but people seem very preoccupied with rolling for appearance, but I do love some charts. The charts are all on page 48 of the PDF by the time you get over there. But I remember a while ago they did humans version of this, where they did appearances for humans. This time they do it for elves, dwarves, and halflings. And you get to roll their different things. I like for halflings, they're like, they're not that different. It's only hair color and eye color and skin. They all pretty much look the same, which I thought was funny. And dwarves, I don't think, did they even mention? Oh yeah, they say they're always bearded. So there you go. They weighed in. So there you go. But it's more charts to roll if you care about what your NPCs or even PCs look like. So there you go. Next quick one. So yeah. The unusual features for a halfling could be freckles. How unusual.
That's wacky. That's some wacky wild stuff.
They can have an overbite.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, that was a nice quick one. We'll go to Jack again. Jack, you got another one?
Yes, like I had alluded to before, we're going to get the definitive answer from Mr. Gygax if we go down to 41, page 41.
41.
PDF 41.
Where are we?
We are out on a limb. EGG's opinions. Now, in case you didn't know, that stands for Ernie Gary Gygax.
I didn't actually notice this. I didn't even notice egg.
I didn't either, and that's probably by means of subterfuge that he snuck himself into the out on a limb, abusing his power.
Does it really stand for Ernie?
Yeah,
because he's got a brother named Ernie.
No, it's his E is His Gary is his middle name.
I wonder why they named two of their boys Ernie.
Maybe Ernie's middle name is Ernie and his first name's Gary.
Who knows?
Next time I see him, I'm gonna have to ask him.
And tell him Avalon Hill's still around too.
Yeah.
He'll be happy to hear that.
I'm sure he knows.
First of all, he starts out with saying anti-paladins are a thing, so you can all stop talking about that. Then he says that in AD&D there's some wiggle room about what you can do with his game, but with just regular D&D you can use the Dragon magazines and stuff like that. AD&D, no.
Yeah, he thinks AD&D is the be all end all. Like, don't change it at all.
It's the definitive. That's it. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is odd. I wonder why he's got a hard on for anti-paladins, and now he's kind of claiming that there's. Then he goes on that women aren't the same as men.
I'm just now reading that. And
a variety of reasons, and stop trying to make it so that women are as strong and or as dexterous, or even more so dexterous as men. And that we can all agree that that's not possible. And then he lays into critical hits and critical failures.
He doesn't like them, does he?
No, they do. They are not a part of the game. Will never be part of the game. Goes on to say why they cannot work in the game, and he's saying this is where it ends right here. And then he said, if anyone wants it in the game, you need to have it in the game. Here you go. I've made up a chart for you, and it is a small chart about how every critical hit is this grotesque, life-ending thing, like pierced lungs and complete decapitations and stuff like that. So he gets his snark out there, and then
a good straw man. The first straw man argument.
This is definitely a good, but it's also like, hey, I'll make it official. Here you go, you knuckleheads.
He hates issue number 39. Everything in this is negative about almost every article in issue 39.
Is that
yes.
Task's final issue? Jim Casks
I wonder.
Fired his ass.
Because he hates the anti-paladins. It's useful as a third leg, he says.
Yeah. He's his reasoning for hating the anti-paladins not doesn't have the same vitriol and snark that for the other things. So I didn't really dwell too much, but he did not like it. Backhanded
compliment of, I would love more female players, but let's be real, they'll never be as strong or fast as men, and they'll never be able to roll dice as well as men. So.
No, and the thought that a woman could be more dexterous than a man. Well, I guess you've never heard of kung fu, things like that. It's like, oh,
wow,
one hot take after the other.
Oh my God, it's just so ridiculous.
I wish a female weightlifter had just walk up to him and just snap him in half.
The generalities about that whole thing right there is that you can't say a female will never be,
especially in a fantasy
faster
world,
than men. Period. Would you all know that in fact it's just
I know plenty of
were faster and stronger than some men, maybe not all men, but
that's right. I know plenty of females faster than me. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I know plenty of females that kicked me in the face 17 times before I even looked right.
Exactly. Stupid. Yeah, of course they're not going to be the maxes, I guess, but still, it's a fantasy realm. The whole point is you can.
The problem is that he's not taking to the fact that it's just the generalities of his men and women. I mean, you take any Olympic level athlete, and those women will outbeat 80-90% of the men just in general.
Yeah, just athletes in general, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I've seen, everyone knows that the professional Australian women's soccer team was beat by high school boys. Like, yeah, there is a dimorphism. Like, you cannot possibly say otherwise. But in a fantasy game, Gary...
Yeah, but in high school, the kids today in high school now are about the size of grown men.
Yeah, that's different.
So it does exist. You like, there's no arguing that. But Gary, it's a fantasy game where someone wants to be something else. If a woman wants to be a female barbarian who has these skills that she doesn't have in life and wants to, that's what the game's for. Like, stop. Just stop.
Stop gatekeeping, really. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. I want to be Red Sonja. Okay, you're Red Sonja. And the linebacker from the football. You know what? I want to be a normal looking guy, but
or a gnome or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
Gary,
the whole point is it's a fantasy. Off. Yeah.
But yeah, he hated that episode. That issue.
That issue.
For sure. And yeah. But why he had to write into the editor's column to get his point across?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Especially since I don't think there's there's no Sorcerer Scroll in this one. I guess it wasn't long enough for a Sorcerer Scroll, so he could have just written it there. But yeah.
So yeah, but Gary Gygax from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's pretty dickish right there.
Well,
what else is new?
the best part of that column is the last sentence.
Yeah, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah,
guess what?
As a final word,
you can't stop the people, asshole.
Yeah. No, and like I said before, with 20 years out from this, a lot of these opinions he's had have been like the diametrically opposed to all of the media.
Well, I think in the next, what are we talking about? Next 10, 15 years, it's all going to come bite him in the ass anyways.
The anti-paladin ends up being like the protagonist.
Yeah.
Like in his life story?
In some of the things. Like, it starts out as an antagonist, but you get like good villains that were anti-paladins. You remember the action figures and stuff for media, and then eventually you get like that Dritz, the Drow, basically, like it comes full circle. People are like, no, we like that. Everything you said you wouldn't like, we like it.
I think, I don't know where it is. One of these, just bring it up here, but he says that there is no other player races. He's really against other than what's in the book. It's like, now there's Dragonkin, there's freaking everything. Like, you can be a half giant as a freaking race. So, yeah. So it's just funny that he's trying to keep a lid on all this stuff, but people want to have fun. Crazy enough, they want to have fun and do what they want in a game.
Exactly.
That's based on fantasy.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is that there's always going to be house rules, and you just can't control that. As much as you want, you can never control that.
Nope.
Enough of that. Pat, what's your next one?
I don't have a next one. This issue was very hard for me to get through. More. There wasn't much in it other than the module itself. Well, the free module. Nothing really caught my eye.
You're not going to write the basic code?
That didn't even have good things in it either.
I have something to really say about that one. Is, dear God, imagine having to type code to run a program that's a stopwatch.
And it turns out, spoiler alert, he made a couple mistakes that didn't make it work.
Yeah, later they have
3 lines. So it didn't even work, and it's like pages and pages. Hey, I used to do it just to change like the screen color to make it flash different colors.
Yep.
And it would be pages and pages of type. Yeah.
My next article is on page 50, I believe. I have it written down. 48 in the PDF. Yep, 50. Eye of the Dragon. I really like this article because it's the hobby news, so it's like behind the scenes. I really find this stuff interesting. The first one is Metagaming, the company, hid a 31-ounce sterling silver dragon somewhere in the U.S. And whoever finds it gets $10,000. And I guess the clues are in the modules they produce. And if no one finds it by 1985, they'll have a raffle for the cash. And my question is, do they ever find it? And do they ever give the cash out? We'll have to keep an eye on this. If that dragon's still out there somewhere.
To this day, yeah.
It reminds me of, what's that book that they made the movie about? Ready Player One. Very similar idea like that. I wonder if he read this and was like, oh, that's it. Like, I can expand that to be even bigger. Because that's really what the Ready Player One's about. There's like something hidden and they have to, everybody's trying to find it. So it's kind of fun. Anyways, there's also another great pick for minis from Ralpartha. I can kind of see shapes.
Oh, yeah.
These people. When are they
These
ever get
scans are hit or miss, man.
I don't know if it's a scans or just. I think it's garbage in, garbage out. Like,
well, I don't know if it's a scam because in a couple issues, there's a couple ads where one is horrible, and then the next issue, the same ad looks great.
Yeah, but they might have just.
Yeah, we'll never know the true 100%, but.
I guess it's got to be the settings that they use, maybe.
Yeah, but some things like the next page, they look great. The pictures, I think it's what they get right. Whoever took this picture took it way too dark. I think is the issue, and it just doesn't translate into whatever system they're using. It might have been slightly better in the original magazine, but I don't think it'd be much better. Because I wonder what kind of paper this was printed on. I
totally missed the little ad and everything on this page.
We'll have to get to that. We'll get to the ads. Jeez, we're not there yet. Pat, settle down. There's one more thing on this. Someone's doing Soundscapes, which there is a company that's doing it currently, and like Sirenscapes, I think is the same company currently doing it, and everybody thought it was a wacky new idea. Meanwhile, in 1980, somebody was doing Soundscapes for Napoleonic games, so I thought that was kind of cool too. Yeah. Jack, do you have any others?
Yes. We are doing ads now, so I'm going to...
No, we're not on ads yet. Stop trying to jump ahead, you people.
I thought you just did a Ralpartha ad.
No, it's all part of the freaking Eye of the Dragon.
Oh. The Eye of the Dragon, it's the thrill of the fight.
So you claim a whole chapter, then you can go into ads without going into... I see how it is. It's not an ad,
it's Eye of the Dragon. It's an article.
I see how it is.
It's a hobby industry news, Jack.
Yes.
Okay. Then I have nothing else.
I have one quick one is on the Dragon's Bestiary. Isn't Silky an official D&D monster?
It might be.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one that I know for sure is actually in later things. Anyways, ads. Pat, you want to do the first ad?
How dare you?
Take it away from Jack.
It's not even, I just noticed it during your article reading, and it's on page 50, and it's in the bottom right-hand corner.
I know, I had this one too.
It's
somebody needs some money.
Who wants to get rid of his one-in-one issue, his very first issue of Dragon, and oh my God, look, it's Tim Kask.
I thought that's funny. Now, I saw that and I was like laughing.
I don't know if that's a dig. I don't know if it's like...
Oh, that'd be funny if it wasn't real ad, that they're just doing it.
And they just wanted to have a bunch of mail sent to his house.
You think they're doxing him?
That'd be hilarious. Like that. Oh, but yeah, I don't think so. But
I had questions. If it is just a
doxing of paid postage letters.
Mean-spirited...
I'll show funny. You. I'll spend this 10 cents stamp to... send you a letter.
Throw some hate mail at him.
Because imagine you go to your mailbox. Oh yeah, I'm finally starting my new job.
I want that issue number 1.
And why do I have 60 letters? And then the next day, another 60 letters. What's going on here? Yeah.
Jack, what is your ad?
57.
Yeah, I had this one too. Do you find this as offensive as I do?
You would never, ever, ever in today's society be able to put someone standing on an overpass with a brick tied around their neck saying, "Don't jump," because
To sell submissions, they're doing a suicide ad for Dragon Magazine. Yeah. I was like, what?
Now, first of all, even filming that would people would lose their minds. Like,
Oh, yeah, nowadays,
you couldn't even do that. But to tie a brick around your neck and then stand on overpass for a film shoot for an ad for issues.
I'm just now reading the whole thing.
Do you read the check marks?
The check marks are even worse.
So you check, yes, your life is worth living now that I have Dragon Magazine. Rush my subscription, or no thanks, Dragon. Who needs it? I'm gonna eat this ad and choke myself to death. What the hell? And there's not even a disclaimer like, don't kill yourself.
Yeah, not even like a asterisk. We don't condone,
It's crazy. And they wonder why all these kids committed suicide. That's all I'm saying. Imagine if like the people who later accused D&D of causing Satanism and suicide and stuff saw this ad. They'd be like, look. Luckily, they didn't find it.
Here it is, right here. Yeah.
Pat, do you have any other ads?
I don't.
I do, on page 7. It's something we've never seen before. It's a TSR game called Knights of Camelot. Either of you ever hear of this one? It's a board game.
No.
Multiplayer board game set in the legendary area of King Arthur. Takes the roles of individual knights adventuring across the land to cause virtue. For the cause of virtue. Chivalry and courage. I'm going to cause virtue. And yeah, so it's the Knights of the Round Table board game from TSR. Something I never heard of. So there you go. I thought that was interesting. Jack, you got anything else?
No, I am tapped.
Pat, you're tapped out?
I am tapped. This wasn't a very good issue for me.
Yeah, it's all right. You have anything to say about the module?
No, I didn't really delve too far into it. The maps look good.
There you go.
When the maps look good, it's always a good thing.
So this was another issue of Dragon Magazine. We'll be back next week for issue 42. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube that we never mention. Join us on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter. You find us. I think you can just search Dragon's Tome. You'll find us. And until next time, I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I've been Chopper.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Please don't kill yourself.
Yeah, don't kill yourself over subscription.